I'm sure you heard of the superhero wrestling anime at some point in your life, but these two series are in need of a reboot and an English dub to go with it. This April, Friday 29, 2016 will be Kinnikuman Day, which is why I'm making this into a two-part video. I want to share with you various reasons why reboots are necessary for this franchise. But first, a quick history. The original Kinnikuman began in 1979 as a superhero parody of Ultraman, and would gradually become a superhero wrestling battle shonen. The series was created by lifelong friends Takashi Shimada and Yoshinori Nakai, and together, they would refer to themselves as Yuteta Mago, which would translate into boiled eggs. Ecstasy. Eventually, Kinnikuman completed its story in 37 volumes, vanished for a decade, and returned as Kinnikuman Nisei, which was named in English as Ultimate Muscle. But did you know the series continued with 2 more sequels and the new Kinnikuman is still being published today? Yep, it's longer than One Piece, Detective Conan, and it's almost as long as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I really wish this anime was more popular, but that might be a topic for another video. If you're not familiar with this series, don't worry, for I'll be guiding you with baby steps. For starters, it's already difficult to find any subtitled episodes, and the translations for the anime are not complete. So a licensed reboot might encourage an official license of either the anime or manga. If anything, Ultimate Muscle seems to have a higher possibility of a license or home video release simply because of its successful exposure in the West to its 4Kids English dub, its games, and for actually releasing all 29 volumes of the manga in English. So the most obvious thing Kinnikuman needs is an animation update. While I like Toei's older style, I mean this was the early 80s after all, so they made the most of their talent, such as this imagery resembling Osamu Dezaki's postcard memories. What makes these images so special is that they would often mark the ending of the episode, thus acting as a cliffhanger. But what about the quality of its animation? Well, like all shows, the early episodes are much rougher in comparison to later episodes, where the character designs are much more detailed. This is because the animation art represents the author's gradual improvement in drawing manga, which would become more noticeable as the years pass by. The problem with the anime is that it would rarely have fast-paced action. Most of the time it's resorted to slow-motion attacks, and since much of the fights utilize wrestling holds, which would keep characters in place, there wasn't much of a need for it to be fast. There are some scenes where the animation would be vastly superior than the rest of the episode, but these would come in short bursts and it wasn't always smooth. There's a specific scene during Neptune Man's fight with Mongol Man that he would move quickly, then stop in place, and start moving again. It just seemed awkward to me. While the movements were indeed fast in some areas, simultaneously the characters would look slightly deformed or a bit foreshortened depending on the angle. If the anime looked like this, then I wouldn't mind some of these slightly different designs, especially when compared to the early episodes of Kinnikuman. Likewise, Ultimate Muscle's anime art will be about the same when compared to Kinnikuman. The overall animation was updated with consistent detailed character designs, but would rarely impress the audience. Not to say there isn't surprising imagery or action, there's just very little ambition placed in its visuals. I already used most of the good shots in my review of the series, but let's compare the show to a modern work of Toei animation, Toriko. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Around 2014, Toei Animation started to drop the ball with its animators or management, resulting in some mediocre art. But there was a time when Toriko looked awesome. Here's a few examples of good animation. What you're seeing now is the second Toriko movie released in 2014. Next, let's cut into the second Ultimate Muscle movie released in 2002. These two films appear as they were made in the same year, but there's a 12-year gap and the Ultimate Muscle movie is on par with modern animation. This is really good stuff for a 45-minute movie, or in other words, the length of 2 episodes. Imagine a new Kinnikuman that looked like this for 13 episodes, 26 episodes, or even more. How about we compare this movie to one more thing, the Pachinkos. Wouldn't you want to see a new Kinnikuman anime with this animation? Yes, I would! Kinnikuman!